some of the challenge during the Youth Writers Rock during those 6 months? What were some of the challenges that you had to face?
The challenges that I had to face was writer's block. A lot of the time, I had writer's block. When I was bringing good ideas to the table most of the time and every day that I was there, it was just, I was like a wall blocking me from my ideas, and I didn't know what to do. But something clicked, and I finally got my ideas, and everything just came flowing out.
Right.
So,
as far as that, what were some of the ideas, if you don't mind shedding a little light, or also you can tell the audience about your book.
Well, some of my ideas was basically on bullying.
Y'all know what time it is. It is what it is radio show. Every Friday at 9 o'clock. It's your girl Love, the realest.
Your boy Dib, the Get Money Dummy, come with some funny and a little bit of seriousness at the same time.
And your boy Fly T Miles, Mr. Everything. Make sure y'all join us at 9 p.m. It is what it is radio. Rest in peace to my brother King Porter. People, we are on. Hope everybody had a good week's end.
Back another Friday.
And before we get it started, y'all know how I have to start this. Over this one. Okay. Good. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Moment of silence for my brother, Jamel Raymond Bishop, also known as King Porter. This is King Porter Forever Friday. Moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Love.
What's up, people?
What's going on?
You know, normal stuff.
Okay.
Mommy stuff.
Mommy stuff?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's
nothing
it.
wrong with having mommy duties.
Oh, it never stops.
Never stops. Okay. Well, for today's show, I have two great men with us today.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Iron Jones,
Yes, sir.
CEO of the Coach Jones Experience. Correct?
Yes, and we also have Chase International Management, nonprofit.
Okay.
Both of them work in conjunction with one another. You know, we are here empowering.
Empower.
Oneself, family, community, nation, world, in that order.
And brother, I must say, when you told me the name of what you wanted, what you were starting for the program, I said, "Whoa, shoot hoops, not people."
Not people.
That's deep.
It's deep right there.
So I'm gonna say this before I go any further. We got parents that watch the show. They
Yes,
call up and want to have resources for their children.
Yes, sir.
No more excuses.
No.
The man is here. Ask him what you need to ask him.
Yes.
He's
yes.
here.
Well, you know, hoops, you know, we like that, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the primary focus. It's just only the tool.
That's just the
right?
tool.
And you bring them in through the hoops, but then again, we run it through a whole STEAMS program, right? So you got science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, along with the sports. And the sports part, of course, is my basketball baby that I love. So we built the program around the league.
Okay.
So while your child is there, we provide therapeutic services to them. While your child is there, they'll be instructed by engineers. While your child is there, they'll talk to entrepreneurs. While your child is there, they'll do community cleansing. While your child is there playing basketball, they'll also get study hall, and they'll make that connection between where the house and the institution both connect. So we that liaison between them.
Okay, so I would like to ask you, what made you want to start something like this? Like, did something happen in your life, or you just wanted to change other people's lives?
All of the above. D. All of the above, right? So, purpose. It seems like it's naturally my purpose to do but I am that child. So in order for me to be able to go ahead.
I'm sorry. We have a caller. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's
okay.
early in the game.
All right.
Hello, caller. Hello. Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Firsthand, my man is doing positive things. So keep doing what you're doing, good brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we
Thank you.
love it.
That's my main man right there. He
That's
actually
what's
just excuse me. He actually just came up to BCCC where we instruct up there, and he came up there and he did a little speech about connecting the dots and showing people how using his life to change their life. So that's all we're doing. So let's get back to what you were saying. It's like purpose. It's easy. It's not work to me. It's actually who I am.
Right.
If I see a kid anyway doing something that's not appropriate, I'm going to say something.
Right.
But I know how to say it. And being as though I rapped, and being as though I played ball, and being as though I hustled some, and I was a teenage father, I went through the same high school process that they went through. They analyzed me, tried to put me on Ritalin. I am the child. So since I came through all that, but I also graduated college 2 times. I also sent my kids to college. So I know the other side if you work and you stay focused. So what I do is I teach them them tactics, not always in a politically correct way, but it's effective. So when you start to have these results, you change your whole life around that. And that's what got to being the Coach Jones experience. I can't spend my time working at somebody else's gig, trying to follow the rules and regulations and still try to put my impact on the child at the same time. It's not, you can't serve 2. You got to serve 1. So I had to serve myself and have enough confidence in myself to know that I was enough. And that process just became a movement, and it kept moving, and it becomes the first thing that you wake up with and the last thing that you go to sleep with. So when you're at that point, then, like I say, it's not work, it's a lifestyle. And that's what I'm creating for the children. Like, don't be me. I mean, there's good traits to be. I'm a bad motherfucker, right? But in the same token, think for yourself. And I know if you become thinkers and I can spark that light right there, then we're going to be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good, mud. That's good.
How long have you been working with the youth?
Man, 26 years. Like, I'm 44. I'll be 45 at the end of the year. I'm a teenage father. I had my first child at 17. So when you start asking how long you've been working with children, boom.
That's when it started.
That's when it started. Exactly.
Action, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So when you have reached the point where you've raised your children to be adults, you've seen all different types of personalities just in your household alone.
Yeah.
And then they bring other people into your household, and they go to other households. Then on top of that, I've been teaching for 12 years.
Right.
I know thousands of children.
Right.
It's too easy. Like,
Yeah.
God, that's all you want me to do. Help people. You gonna pay me for that shit? For real? Like, yeah. Go do what you're supposed to do. So anytime I get caught complaining, he start whispering in my ear, you ain't ready. Because if you was ready, you ain't complaining. What the fuck you talking about?
Right.
What you complaining for? So here it is, you and I, the other day, went and played ball, had a good time, bonded,
Yes, sir.
had a men's meeting, powerful building. At the same time, I still built and made change and talk shit and beat your ass at the same time.
We gonna get that W back this Wednesday. Tyon, if you tuning in, call up. We gonna get that W back. He said he was gonna beat us though. Y'all went on a nice little run. They got me out of my bag. I'm gonna get back right.
Oh, they beat y'all?
They beat us. Yeah, they beat us. They beat us.
Well, you know, not in that sense. You know, we had real fun.
It was great because it wasn't no negativity, no
Yeah.
fussing.
Right.
Men getting together playing ball, no fussing, no crying, no arguments. Shake hands, move on.
And when you create that type of atmosphere, then y'all can start talking about the real issues at hand, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Right.
you start y'all playing ball, and character shows in a lot of shit, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
y'all out there playing ball, a dude get hot. Do you continue to give him the ball? You try to get yours. What you really about? That goes into the psychology of people.
Yeah.
And I watch all these things as I'm watching a basketball game. Oh, he's that type of person. Oh, he's that type of person. He's that type of person. But the greatest gift that I have is I'm more to help you before I break you down.
Right.
Like, yo, you're a bitch. You have to do a lot of things to get me to that point with you. I'm gonna always like try to like, yeah, that was some weak shit, but you know, you did this good. Won't you just build on that? And then if you do that for a little while consistently, then your whole thing will change. And when your attitude changes, then you'll start to do things a little bit differently. And this is what you're continuing, not to just install in children. I have to do this with adults.
Yeah.
Because I can't just send the child back to some bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? I got to get in the house. I got to get some resume building. I got to get up to college myself so you can get yourself a GED, get yourself in college, understand that process, start traveling, broaden your horizons. And then once you do that, when I'm sending a child home, the connection will start to make. That's how it's going.
And it's funny that you said that about the characteristic traits of people.
Yes.
I study that in people that I deal with on a daily basis
Really?
because I need to know who I'm dealing with.
How does it help you?
Oh, it helps me a lot. It helps me in dealing with them. It helps me to know what to expect.
And
It
then the other
helps
thing you
me
gotta take
with-
into consideration is most people don't put their real persona. Their first persona is not their real persona.
No.
That's
So in the
representative.
time that you getting to know a person,
Yeah.
you worrying about who they are. You don't ever get a chance to see the real person from their first persona, from what they give you. You know, it's like a job interview. You know, it's like a friend interview. You know what I mean? The first person that somebody present to you, you always second guess that. You
Yeah.
never know who is a real person until you get to know that persona.
I agree on logic. In spirit, I disagree.
Yeah.
Totally. I can feel you.
Oh yeah, energy is real.
I can feel you.
Yeah,
I
energy
can
is real.
feel you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's real.
I ain't never known you, but why we talking, telling each other personal business, and I ain't even that type of person.
Right.
Oh, I can feel you.
Right.
You give me love?
Yep.
Right.
I can feel you. I know who I should and shouldn't be around, so I'm understanding fully what this brother is saying. I'm not disagreeing. We're not even arguing.
Right.
Because logic tells you that that's a street tactic. Like, you know, yeah, but I need to watch some more. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I need to
word.
watch some more and
Yeah.
some more, right? But as I've grown in my spirituality, I've become more vulnerable to love. Just accepting it.
Yeah.
And that's helped me tremendously grow as a person. So now I'm at a point where I'm like, my energy itself, because I'm not treacherous
Right.
or scandalous, those type of people I'm not going to attract. Even when you're around me and you smiling, it's going to show.
Of course. Of course. We got to go to a break, y'all. We'll be right back. It is what it is radio.
Check out this flashback from Talk Lately with Monty only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, not much. What's going on with you?
All is well, all is well. I was just talking, I heard you talking about the climate and everything. So what do you think is like signs of the time?
Yeah, it could be.
No,
could
it's
be.
not signs. I don't believe God is a woman. She ain't coming back no time soon. She's taking her time.
I like your thinking. She's a woman.
Say it again.
I said I like your thinking. She's a woman. She's smart.
Yeah, she's a woman. Women want to take their time. The thing is, you shouldn't be ready for God to come back. You should just get yourself ready. Period.
True. Be prepared.
Always.
I gotta make sure I go buy a boat this weekend then, because these floods ain't no joke.
Buy a boat.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna flood the city. If it do flood the city, maybe it wash away some of this crime.
But look, I live in Federal Hill. I live right next to the water. I'm next.
Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. You be next. You buy your boat. Federal Hill need to go down anyway.
Oh my God.
Trailer trash down. I've been down there for years. I don't understand why black people would move to Federal Hill. That's where they was hanging people at.
Cause it's better. What?
Hello?
Yeah, I gotta go to break. I thank you for your call though.
Don't thank me. Thank them white people you live next door to.
I will as soon as I get home to make sure she sweeps up front because I'm on it.
Perfect. You better hope they ain't got no damn rope in their backyard because they hanging us.
Oh gosh, in Federal Hill, we don't have no trees.
They're gonna hang you from the porch. There ain't gotta be no trees.
A porch. All right, thank you. Damn, they hanging us. We'll be right back.
All this and much more every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Talk Lately with Money. Only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement.
Welcome to Sunset Soul Radio Show. I am your host, Love Dawn. I have with me my co-host, Miss Elisha G.
Hey.
And Mr. Maurice Goods.
Hey, folks.
Yeah. Me? Towards me?
Bend it.
Okay.
Just lift it up.
Should I just come in?
Up.
Up.
Yes.
I hate to deal with these things. Okay. Mr. Maurice Goods. Did you have were you part of a nonprofit that you wanted to?
Yeah, I work for Maryland New Directions, which is a workforce development nonprofit organization in Baltimore City, and we're just all about helping Marylanders and Baltimoreans get jobs and get quality living jobs. So
I need a job.
Listen, I always who did I just I just posted someone who was just hiring. What was that? We just posted.
Panda Express.
No, we're not doing it. That was that Panda Express was doing an open. They were doing like a all day career day. You come in and get the interviews and so forth and so forth. Anyway.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And we're back.
We're back.
It is what it is, radio.
I have two special guests. Aaron Jones just gave us the gospel. All actual factuals.
Yes,
My
sir.
next guest, the CEO of Deem Yourself King Apparel, a childhood friend of mine. I've known him for over 30 years. Go from riding bikes in the alley to hooping, the wrestling, the break dancing, and all of that.
Man, y'all don't remember Magna bikes that had the white disc on the
disc
wheel,
on them.
Y'all don't remember that?
Yes, sir. My man, Mr. Tavon Wilson Sr. is in the building. How you doing today, sir?
Doing magnificent, man. Just thanking God for this opportunity, man. First and foremost, salute to you, sir, for just exposing your platform, man, and allowing people to even use that, man. This is an awesome opportunity When you first brought it to my attention, I was like, man, that's going to be a great opportunity right there. I'm getting on that. So, man, salute to you. Salute to everybody who's working around. Salute to my brother here. Man, awesome things are happening in this world, man. We just got to make sure we're putting the attention towards it. I think one of the biggest things right now that we're not doing as a whole, as a unit, is supporting one another when it comes to anything.
Anything.
Number one, that's anything. But we certainly turn our backs, or some people turn a nose up when it comes to somebody trying to progress in life. Indeed. And one of those things, man, is just gaining platforms like this and having the opportunity to get your voice heard, man, amongst many of people, man. Who knows who's listening to this right now? Right. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You feel me?
I like that.
The believing part of it is knowing that, man, shoot, I feel like I'm talking to somebody right now. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I might be talking to the people who I'm shouting out to. I might be talking to somebody famous. You never know who you're talking to, right, believe it or not. So you have to take the opportunity, man, to use those platforms when they come to you, man. So I salute you, man, for this.
Appreciate it.
Straight up.
Appreciate it. Couldn't do it without co-host Love. You know, she's a big help.
We think all
Dave is somewhere. I don't know. He coming too. That's my man. To get money, dummy. But that's what I mean, that's what we try to do. Just create a platform. That's what he call himself, man. To get money, dummy. But we try to create a platform for people, man. That's what it's about. Helping people out and building relationships. Positive relationships.
Right.
Absolutely.
So if anybody want a sponsorship, need a commercial, you better holler at us.
Yes, you need to.
Absolutely.
So, Tee-Lee, let me ask you, what made you get into your clothing business? What inspired you?
So, one thing about me, man, a lot of people know me. I was cut from a different cloth coming up, and it ain't even about being tough. I was never the tough guy. I was never somebody who you couldn't trust. None of that. But I was in a circle of that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I actually had a great upbringing. Mom's there, dad, they wasn't in the same house together, but, you know, it wasn't nothing but a page, a beep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing but a call. Both of them there for me, you know what I mean? I never really wanted for anything, you know what I'm saying? Life was great as a youth, but the reality of it was I actually exposed myself to other elements of our environment. And that's what actually, you know, that's what made those left turns, is what created my struggle.
Right.
Those struggles is what made me the man I am today.
Right.
So I came up with this clothing line just based off of the fact that, man, there's a circle that we all grow up in, and that circle of people, man, and be blessed if they're still around for some of us. But that circle that we all grow up in, man, we have to take into consideration that you are who you with.
Exactly.
You are who you with.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I used to always be different from everybody. I never wore polo. Never, you know what I mean, never believed in buying all that stuff, Nautica and all that when Rothschilds was open. You know what I mean? I wasn't, if it wasn't a fire sale, I wouldn't, you know what I mean, I wasn't going in. You know what I mean? Charlie Rudo's and all that was the norm. Right. So the reality of it was, man, when I started working at Shoe City, it's probably about maybe 11, 12 years ago. I started working at Shoe City, and every new shoe that came out, everybody brought the same clothes to wear with it. You know what I mean? It was if a pair of foam posits came out, a Nike shirt came out to match them, everybody had the same thing. You know what I mean? So honestly, I jumped in the game where the little dudes photoshopped down Mondom, and they had a stand. They didn't even have a store. They had a little stand. And they started making shirts for me, man. I was just like, yo, I just want my own design. I want something that ain't nobody else gonna have. Right. That's how I started. So every pair of sneakers that came out, I mean, I must have had probably about 120 pair of sneakers. Every pair of sneakers came out, I had a shirt for. I was getting them to make the shirts. So a couple of people would ask me, yo, let me get one of them, man, because the shirts would have to be exact to the shoe. You feel me? I mean, doing this, I could buy the cheapest, ugliest shoe, and if it's colorful, you throw the right shirt on with that joint, bam, you got a hit. So I said, I just got my own logo going through the dude Meth that was working there, and the reality of it was, man, it was original.
Right.
And that's where that saying originality is priceless come from. So coming from that, I had people ask me, could they get shirts? Could they get shirts? Could they get shirts? And then the idea just popped in my mind, man. You know what? If I ever was to sell these shirts, I'm gonna do something for my community with it. So I said, you know what, man? If I ever sold shirts, man, I would have to sell it on the basis of I'm gonna pay for free bus trips for the kids in Baltimore City.
Okay.
You know, because you know my father had a bus company as a youth, so traveling was out. It was nothing for us. Hershey Park, English Town, you know what I mean, south of the border, it was nothing.
Right.
So Canada, you know what I mean. So they don't do that no more for our kids. You know what I'm saying? The schools don't take those type of trips where they can expose our kids to what we would get exposed to as youth. Right. So the idea, man, just came up, man. I had a little disagreement with, let's say, with the company, with Photoshop down my Dharma, man. They tried to raise the price on me. I said, you know what, man, I'm glad you did that, because you know what, you just encouraged me to step up. Man, I got on Amazon, man, found a little bundle pack, got me a cutter, got me a press. First year of business, about maybe 3 or 4 months in business, I did my first bus trip for the kids in Baltimore City. Absolutely free bus trip. You know what I mean? Just piled them on the bus, took them to DC. Walked around the area where the Million Man March was, showed them, hey man, this is where 1 million black people, over 1 million black people actually united. There was no violence. It was, you know what I mean, it was nobody worried about fighting each other, stabbing, no gangs, everybody was here, right here in this space. You see how huge this space is? We felt this. Right. With a purpose, with a cause, we felt this. Took them to the King Memorial Park. We went to, we fed them, gave them lunch boxes and all that, man. So the reality of it is, man, it's just, my line is just trying to give it back, man. Give it back.
Give it back.
Entrepreneurship, ownership, positivity, and energy. We will be right back, y'all. We got to take another break.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. He's dead.
Oh, 6 years after he passed away.
It states she reportedly had heard rumors, but nothing substantial. But then you put the rumors to
while
death.
They were still married.
You sentenced the rumors to death.
While they still were married, she heard rumors.
Right. Okay. Probably all her life she's heard rumors. Like, you're dating, you know you're dating your dad, right? Y'all look just alike. I'm like, girl, somebody told me you dating your father. You know, that's what kind of thing. You know he gay, right, Percy?
Please, why are you laughing at him? Don't laugh at him. Please don't.
Okay, let me continue with the story.
Oh,
man. Even today, it's still funny. Oh my gosh, if you haven't heard this show, it's Talk Lately, and it's only on BeExposedRadio.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and on YouTube. Just go to
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Every time.
You just have to really
have faith and believe.
Right, and it's everything isn't going to be cotton candy and clouds and all the time, but you have to, even in the midst of a storm, you have to speak light over a situation and life over a situation. You cannot always go into every situation. Sometimes it gets above you, and sometimes you got to speak over yourself and bring yourself back to focus, and because you already there. But in most cases, we take ourselves there. We walk ourselves over that dark threshold because it's easy for us. It's easy for us to be victimized and to be downtrodden and in that dark place when things happen to us. But you got to figure out how to successfully move into that. And a lot of you may say, what does this have to do with being an artist? It has a lot to do with being an artist, because I don't want to just talk about ticket sales. I want you to be a healthy, long-lasting artist in your own right, a long-lasting entrepreneur. And sometimes we try to mask what's going on with us with putting ourselves to work. So I'm gonna put myself deeper into this project. And it was times where I didn't want to be a part of things. I didn't want to be, because I wasn't whole. I wasn't happy with where I was at, with things that was going on in my life, and I didn't care how successful a play was. Like I just didn't care. But all I knew was to work. So I would put myself deeper into work, and I didn't address what was going on, and sometimes that made the situation worse, because once this play or this project is over, I still gotta face that. So I was sweeping it under the rug and not thinking about it and not focusing on it, and all the while it's growing and festering and getting worse. And I'm over here just trying to be an artist. But
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Go ahead.
Magic gonna happen one way or the other. Yeah, you better believe it.
We back on air, y'all. Anybody want to call us up? Call us up at 410-702-5657.
Yep.
And definitely share the video.
Please share the video and like it.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person.
People, I keep starting them live feeds. Y'all know I ain't up on technology, so I apologize. I keep starting and stopping, starting and stopping. But I've been inviting people to the actual feed.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud.
I don't even know how to turn on the screen.
Right.
That's okay, because I got a bad camera girl over there.
Shout out. I can't tell.
Yeah, I see all of these.
Shout out to your wife.
Yes.
So let me ask you something, Ty. Since we on your platform, man, how does it feel? First question is, what directed you to this platform? I know the interviewer rarely gets interviewed, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the step. What pushed you into gaining this type of platform? I mean, what made you feel like, you know what, I need to be heard? I think everybody need to be heard. What made you push this platform?
What got me recognized was that man right there. Shout out to Nate.
Yeah.
All right. I was a guest on the Be Exposed. No, I'm sorry, the Artist Exchange. I was a guest on the Artist Exchange radio show. I mean, I'm a writer, and I had a clothing line going on.
Right.
And I was a guest, and we talked. Excuse me, Nate. Can I keep it real with the people? All right.
You started out as a guest.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah,
No, I didn't.
I'm a
Moving
writer,
on up.
No,
Work
but
this way up.
That's how I started.
He reached out, you know, and we had a conversation because Nate had a clothing line going.
Right.
And there was some shady business going on, so we were to meet to talk about that. And he was like, man, I got an opening for a radio show. I said, let me think about it. I told him, give me about a week. Then I thought about other people that I knew that were doing different things.
Yep.
That were stagnated. And I used to always try to give them that push.
Yep.
So I said, I'm going to do it. So let me go get my man Lenny, that rat.
Okay.
Give him that push. Let me get Sack, that rat. Give him that push. Oh, Tamika put me in my first fashion show. Give her a platform too. My man LaSalle, that boy's a smart guy. I'm gonna bring him up here. So I put a team together, and it wasn't even really about me. I wanted to have other people talents show.
Exactly.
So that's where it started, because I'm a networking people person. So that's what got me started.
And that's kind of how most dreams start off, though, because we see a vision for ourselves and how it can actually impact others.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, those be the dreams, honestly, that be the hardest to see successful. The dreams that impact others, they be the hardest to get to get the support for. And I rarely, you know what I mean, can understand why, but I look at it and I say, you know, if it ain't worth fighting for, it ain't good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I actually, the reason I asked you that is because I have a lot of ideas. You know what I mean? You know how you say they say there's a million ways to make $1 million. So I have like a lot of ideas, a lot of ways to try to gain money, but the ultimate thing about gaining that money is, what am I doing with it? What is going to happen with it? What can I give back? When am I going to be able to give back to the community? Right. You know what I mean? So I hate on designers. I hate on regular design. I keep it going. I hate on them. I don't like polo. I don't like none of them.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Cause they ain't never did nothing for Park Heights.
True.
They ain't never came through. You ain't never gonna hear Polo make a statement about Park Heights, Baltimore.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people though that we support that don't. Make any statements,
that's a problem.
So that's a great idea. The part of it that sometimes seems to be overlooked is the actual work and the execution of that in order to get to that point. So he's there when he's talk about making his own clothes, right? And then being able to give back. Sometimes we get caught up on what we're going to do with the money, and our how to get the money is a little off. Right. And it messes with your credibility, because you got to understand the type of people we're dealing with. They need to see you have it. And even in me, in doing business, I've spoke out of turn where I've wanted to do business with certain people. And I say, well, man, we can do this. And I might have that money at that time, but it's really not fiscally responsible to do that deal. So if I don't do the deal, of course that person going to want to feel some kind of way because I introduced that to them. But in the same token, I still have to do what's smart and strategic in order to acquire and to get to the point where that's dumping into that. But that giving to, with that giving back, that has to get back to you. Right. And give back to somebody else that gives back to them, that gives to them, and it has to come around in a circle. So what we do and have done is we've found 7 different ways on how to get income doing one thing. You provide service, be of service. Everybody needs services. So what we don't have is control of resources. If you told me about coffee, I don't know what it is, or gold, I really don't know these things. I would love to have them, but I don't know them. Right. What's the resource that you can control? Human resource.
True.
Right?
You right.
Who gonna do the labor? Who gonna come up with the fresh new ideas? So you go to provide the services to the humans, and it gets back to what he was speaking of and how giving back, but it also has to have a motive behind it. There's nothing wrong with a motive. Money is not the root of all evil. People are the fucking root of all evil.
They make it evil.
You're right.
You know, so it's the enhancement of the spirit, of the mind, of the body. I'm not just a body with a soul, soul with a body, making these connections through this energy, getting this movement, momentum, right? Same thing with the game of basketball. Sometimes the momentum ain't going my way. I got to change strategies to push it back in my direction. Had a pendulum swing. And when it's swinging in rhythm. So we got to get in the rhythm of life. Right. We don't understand ourselves, so how can we be in beat?
Right. I wrote something called Life
in
Basketball.
Let me hear it.
Life. No, honestly, life is like basketball.
Let me hear it.
You got 4 quarters.
Yes, sir.
In life that we say that is obtainable. 0 to 25 first quarter, 26 to 50 second quarter, 50 to 75 third quarter, 75 to 100 fourth quarter.
I'm going with you.
If you make it past that, that's overtime.
Oh, I love it.
But you want to stay honestly, you want to stay in bounds, which is in the parameters of the law. Do the right thing. You don't want to go out of bounds, which is getting locked up.
Yes, sir.
And you are the coach of your team, or you say of yourself.
Yes, sir.
So you're the coach of your team. You want to stay in bounds. You don't want to turn the ball over, but we do have turnovers, which are bad decisions.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
yes, sir.
When you
get
when
that?
You look at it like that, that's
okay.
I mean, that's life.
That's life. That's what it is. That's very true, man. I was thinking while you was talking, I was thinking myself like, man, that sounds exactly like how when you monitor your steps, you won't be able to actually walk because you're looking at where you're going. You're not even you're monitoring your actual steps. Right. So you can't even see what you're actually trying to walk to because you're actually monitoring your steps. And that's something that, you know, a lot of people don't think about. Sometimes you got to raise your head and you already know how to walk. Just goddamn walk. You know what I'm saying? And you walking into success because everywhere you go, you just bumping off of, okay, like you say, oh man, that was a turnover. Lost. But you know what? Back. You go right back down court, you shoot it, you know what I mean? You
score.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I can dig that. That's deep, man. That's
full court press.
You protect your family. That's defense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then one of the things, like you was just saying, man, I just think that honestly what it really boils down to, man, is giving our kids an understanding more of themselves. And what you last said was, you know, understanding yourself and all that. You gotta know more than just what you actually see every day.
And that's the problem.
If you only looking at rappers, exactly.
Question: how you do that?
I'm gonna tell you exactly how you do it. With me, name of my clothing line is DUKBoyz.
Yes, sir.
Deem yourself king. Deem yourself king is basically it came up. The concept was to try to get us to stop calling ourselves niggas.
Okay.
We deem ourselves kings. We might be able to treat ourselves better than just you cheap niggas.
Psychological.
Right. So the thing about deeming yourself king is you have to understand that Black history started before slavery.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? Our kids don't know that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? In fact, a lot of our adults don't know that.
Yes,
the reality of it is, when you take into consideration the fact that they didn't take slaves from Africa, they took people from Africa.
Yes, sir.
And made slaves. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We all came from, not all of us were royalty, but we all are kings in our own worlds, and our own. That's just like T.I. deemed himself king of the South. He wasn't saying he the only king. He was saying he's a king. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
At the point of us deeming ourselves more valuable than just your average everyday dude, the average everyday nigga, you putting a more value on your life than, you know what I'm saying, than just than what, you know what I mean, what somebody's looking at. My life is worth more than a cell phone.
How you tune in? How you tap in? Tell me how you tap in to the interests of the people, go where they at, and then take them where you think they need to be. How do you tap in?
Honestly, you gotta find that. You gotta pique someone's interest and show them that it's more than what they just see. Open your eyes.
Tell me how you tap in.
How do I tap in?
How you tap in?
What do you mean, by relating? By relating?
I don't beat to my own. I mean, I beat to my own drum, man. I'm different anyway, so I can only give you so much information. It's up to you to take it.
Exactly.
So that's on you.
You can lead the horse to the water. You can't make them drink.
It,
but here we go. Seeing without actually seeing with the eye is vision.
Okay.
Right.
With you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So when I look across the street and I see an actual forest of trees, I don't see a forest of trees. I see a Walmart. Vision.
Vision.
How do you tap into the vision? It's by learning the psychology of the people. You got to study them.
True.
They get on me about listening to garbage rap music all the time. You know why I do it? Because I love the beats, one.
Yep,
and it's
me
filthy.
too.
And I kind of like filthy milty. Not like that. But anyway, so I can tap into the kid.
Right.
Yeah.
And I use that in a transition to teach. Now I done provided hope. Seeing without seeing. Now you see a vision. Like, hold up. I still am on Emerson Avenue, but I ain't on Emerson Avenue.
Right.
That's how you tap in.
Hey, we getting deep over here, y'all. We gotta go to another commercial. Please don't go nowhere. It is what it is, radio. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange radio show on BeExposedRadio.com.
How did you know that this is what you wanted to do as far as being a singer or entertainer?
It's always been in me. It's always been a part of who I am since a child. Since a child, I've always gotten karaoke boxes, and I've always learned this song and solos in school and all of those things. And I met my Reflections actually in high school, and we were singing and we were singing back then, choral music.
Douglas High School.
Yes, quack, come on through here. So
2 G's in a day pass.
Okay, 2 G's in a bus pass, baby. It used to be, of course. It was destined. I feel like it was destined. My whole family sings. Everyone in my circle sings. It's like I just couldn't get away from it. I'm always gonna sing.
Where did your personality come from? Are you always this crazy?
Yes.
Yes. Crazy.
Right. I woke up like this.
Okay.
And went to sleep like it too.
Literally.
The Artist Exchange radio show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on Be Exposed.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do. I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary, and when you got kids and when you got a wife, and then you doing everything, and
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, we're back, y'all. Y'all catching us live. I was being greedy. Call us, please. Call us up. I'm sorry, listeners, viewers. Call us up at 410-702-5657. And where were we? We was getting deep before we had to go to break, but I just know it was deep. But we can hop right back into it. It's nothing.
We was talking about how you tap in,
And another thing I wanted to say, man, you actually did a great thing today. I don't know what spirit actually brought you to the gentleman and myself, but what's great about it is I see, as I'm actually sitting here, two different I guess attack points from, both with the same mindset, but two different attack points, because what I'm hearing and what I'm gathering is the fact that he's relating to them in their element. From me, I'm trying to relate to them because I can the same way in their element, and I'm trying to get them to step out of their element, realize out of your element also exists. A lot of them don't even know that. You're right. So that's what I'm actually getting from you. It's a pleasure to meet you, brother. Because for real, I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of brothers out here that really only want to encourage our kids to do the worst things.
I'm gonna tell you what.
You know what I mean?
Through my mind. Oh, the number's 410-702-5657. Actually, this is what was going through my mind. I know you're passionate about what you do. We go back to the sandbox.
Absolutely.
So, and you know, I've been trying to get you up here. You're positive. I met Aaron about 3 years ago, maybe 4. It might have been a while ago. Yeah. You might not even remember. I met Mr. Jones. I was mentoring a kid named Kenyon. Hold your head, Kenyon. He's behind the wall right now, but he was going to Walbrook. I don't know what they call it now.
Okay. That was Civitas, Blueford James.
Blueford James. So I had to go meet his teacher.
Wow.
I go to the gym to introduce to him. We get to talking. Me, him, and Kenyon. And I can just tell. I've seen him around, but I never was formally introduced. Oh, we got a phone call. Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
What's up, Ty? This is Byron, man. I've been trying to catch up with you.
Hey, it's another good brother on the line. Mentor, Thor Services. I'm sorry, man. I've been busy. How you doing?
All right. No, I'm peeping you, and you got my 2 guys on there.
Is that Byron?
And Tee-Lee.
Hey, what up, what up, what up?
It's a good night tonight.
It's a great night, man. Spectacular.
Learn something, y'all. I'm just calling, just letting y'all know I see y'all, salute y'all. You know, I love all 3 of y'all. Y'all doing y'all thing.
Love you too, man.
Keep up the good work. And yes. I get with all y'all 3 of y'all offline so we can support what y'all talking about.
Oh, man, you ain't gonna talk no more, Byron? Huh?
Hey, Byron can hoop too, y'all.
I can barely hear you, babe.
I said you're not gonna talk no more. You always have something clever.
Yeah,
leave something clever.
I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna just comment because I can barely hear y'all.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Y'all interview. All right.
Thank you, man. But
all right, love y'all.
Love you
love
too,
you
man.
Too, love you too, yo. Be safe.
When I went to the gym and we got into talking about Kenyon, I could see his passion. He wasn't there just getting a check. He actually cared.
Right, right.
So, you know, I took a liking to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I also saw he was working with the youth, something I do too. So that was one thing. With yourself, also, you know, love you, boy, love him like a brother.
Love is love.
You one of the only people that I trust.
Love is love.
But deem yourself king. Positive upliftment.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot hoops, not people. Positive. First, I was going to do y'all separate. No homo. Interview y'all separate. But I said, no. People need to see this. People need to hear it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Park Heights, East Boston, West Boston. Everybody need to hear this.
Absolutely.
We've come from the streets.
Absolutely.
Look what we're doing now. We're not superstars, but we're giving back to our community.
Shit.
I don't even.
You gonna stop that, y'all?
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that. I'm a goddamn superstar.
I'm a superstar too.
Okay. I'm not.
All right.
I'm not a.
I'm a humble
accepting none of that.
Hold up. Just
none of that.
I don't have 10 million followers on IG.
Well, I apologize.
And all that. I don't. No. I'm not having that.
We wealth.
Yes, sir.
And we have to present. We also have to believe, even when we don't believe.
Okay.
We got another
We
call.
gotta believe.
Y'all hot tonight. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Tyree?
Yes, sir. You can't listen and talk on the same
Gotta turn your radio on.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you.
Are you listening to the show? I mean, are you listening and talking on the same device?
I said I can barely hear you.
Yeah, you have to. You can't watch the show.
You can't watch the show and call in. It got to be one or the other. Can you hear us now? Hello?
Well, a few of our listeners wanted us to know that it's not just Baltimore watching. We have
Texas
Atlanta watching.
Okay.
We have Texas watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we had some calls from California before too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
you
know, we worldwide.
Be exposed.
Worldwide.
But he just said we wasn't superstars.
Yeah,
Be
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He know we superstars that it is what it is.
I know what it is.
We gotta do some takeovers.
I know what it is. Look, at the point where you decide to accept superstardom is the point where that responsibility of it comes into play. So at the point when you decide to, that's like for me, they when the dude proposed to the girl Cardi B, and my comment was they probably the best thing that ever happened to each other, that could ever happen for each other. And somebody took that as a rhetorical, as a, you know, like, why would you say that? Why you can't just be happy for them? Well, I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they happy. But the reality of it is, what are they doing to our kids? What are they doing for society? What are they doing to our culture?
That was my biggest thing.
So,
and me and my friends had a conversation about that. And of course, somebody said that I was hating.
Right.
But I'm like, that's not hating, because if you can post videos of you spending, I don't know, $10,000-$15,000 back into the strip club, when you bragging on your song about you don't have to strip no more.
Man.
You making money moves, but you dump your money moves back into the place you said you don't have to go back to no more.
It's an open contradiction.
Yeah, so
it's like
but
this.
People call that hating. When I say that, I'm hating.
You just
living in a time right
now. You saw
now.
something and you spoke on it.
Yeah.
We living in a time right now where black people are actually fighting to be free.
Yeah.
And I turn on my Facebook and I got a black woman telling my daughters what kind of bitch to be. Yeah. Don't be that kind of bitch. Be the kind of bitch.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Stay ice. She wants
I don't need to hear that. I don't need my daughters to hear that. I don't want nobody to hear that at a time where we need everybody, all of us, to stand up.
To come together.
Right.
To stand up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's about upliftment. And with that, what's up, dummy? Y'all need to kill that. That
and
dummy
then
stuff.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
We have to go to a break. So we'll be right back. Back. It is what it is, radio.
Deem yourself king.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
It doesn't say alleged anywhere in here.
This is the wrong song to play in this topic.
They're saying 4 years ago, according to a $20 million lawsuit, the plaintiff, who was also not named, met Charlie Sheen in Las Vegas on April the 1st, 2011. The sleeve suit claimed that Sheen entered into a nefarious plot designed to lure plaintiffs into a luxurious hotel room to serve his prurient desires. Sensationally, it was alleged that Sheen... Say what?
Say perverted.
No, it's prurient.
Let me see. Can I where's a point to the word? Right. Prurient.
It's hard. It makes me want to gag. Like cock. Get it? Sensationally, it was alleged Sheen told the man he had no venereal diseases. At that point, they watched the porn and engaged in mutual oral compilation, mutual self-gratification, rubbing and massaging each other, play wrestling, licking, and unprotected intercourse. So, look, my question to my three people here at my panel, are they trying to say, because that's when they said he got this disease 4 years ago, or virus, HIV, 4 years ago. Are they trying to say that he got it from Gay sex.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it seems.
Consensus of the room is
not all the female prostitutes that he was doing. It was the guy.
just they interjected this one guy in there.
You know what that is? That's Sheen having a very good publicist. That's
Yeah,
what that is.
Partly, but partly this is the guy.
That's the best story you could go out with.
Yeah, right. This is the story that made the rest of these stories explode, basically.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to the Black by the Man Radio Show. I'm your host, Brother Mike.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yo, yo.
I'm coming, y'all.
We was having some good conversation. Positive conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
And we was talking about the Cardi B and Offset situation.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
And you know something about
You know what I mean?
We
I
talk
don't even
about
know who they are for real, dog. I don't even know how Cardi B got famous. Yo, who is she?
Love and Hip Hop. Pretty much. That's
What's
how she got
that?
famous.
I like that song. I like that song.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that one song.
I like it too.
I
one?
dance now.
I'm keep
I make money move.
All I say is the red bottom to that part because my kids like it.
Here go the funny thing. I really don't know anything about it. Yeah. Like, I heard the song somewhere. Who sang that? Cardi B. Listened to it for a few times. Still like it, but I really couldn't tell you where she came from, what she actually do. And here go the kicker. I don't care. Right? So, because now that goes back to our children. And we don't care about it. Then we'll start guiding them in other directions. And it'll get to a point where they'll be able to identify the foolishness instantly, because they actually are smarter than you. They're wiser, but they're weaker. That's our fault. Right? So we, paying attention and commenting on that bullshit. Fuck that shit. Now you can go in. Won't you read a book with them? Won't you take a walk with them? Won't you ask them how the homework is? Won't you teach them a skill on that day with the energy you used? Commenting on that bullshit that really don't matter. So you giving them power. They famous because you're punk ass.
Pretty much.
Keep talking about them. Fuck them. Not even fuck them literally like I don't care about you. Like, you doing what you doing. But it's contrary to what I'm doing. So I do not give a fuck. Meaning, that's why I'm not on no protest to NFL.
I ain't on that shit.
Right?
That's some bullshit.
Check.
Right there.
Now, this comes from a guy
bullshit
who
right
I
there.
loved football, but I haven't watched the whole football game since the Ravens won the Super Bowl. And I'm not protesting them. I'm just not putting 4 or 5 hours of my time, my day, watching some shit I don't get fucking money for.
I can spend my time writing a proposal, writing a business plan, writing a sponsorship letter, going to work a kid out, talking to my own kids.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing with your time? I don't have time to fucking talk about Cardi B.
Right.
So look, I went to this seminar 2 nights ago, the little Damon John seminar.
Oh, you went to that?
Yeah.
I seen that, but once I saw that he wasn't gonna be there.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people backed out, I think. But it was packed. It was packed, man. The reality of it was he wasn't there, but it was a lot of good points, a lot of good information that came out of that. Yeah. And one of the things that came out of that, and I'm gonna bring it around to you. One of the things that came out of that was to have multiple sources of income.
Right.
And like you said, the time that you spending following Cardi B, you could be finding another source of income. You got a dude out here, it's called Mission Belts, Google Mission Belts. Why Google Mission Belts? Because it's a goddamn belt. It's a goddamn belt. This guy became a millionaire off of selling a goddamn belt. Just a belt. It ain't Gucci. It ain't Louis Vuitton. He ain't no foreigner. His name ain't Cavalier or Cavassier or none of that. Right? It's a goddamn belt. In fact, let me take it to this point. He made over $1.something million in 3 weeks. Yeah. Google Mission Belts. Mission Belts.
Okay.
You know?
Get that?
See, the thing is,
how you spell that?
Mission. Yeah, like you on a mission. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you on a mission. The issue being, we take for granted the opportunities that's in front of us, because think about it, you can put $5 cups on Amazon and make so much money off of it that you feel like you getting successful off of something that you ain't even do nothing for. You bought it. You bought a cup to sell a cup.
We got a caller, y'all. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Tyree? It's Tyon.
Hey, Tyon. Aaron up here talking smack, man. He beat us and all that. We got to get that W back Wednesday, man. I told him he better start stretching tonight. We ain't playing. What's up, baby?
Hey, Tyree.
What's up?
You know they got one game because we had a handicap match.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. He coming to get that W back. He coming to get that. What's up, Tyon, man? What's going on?
Talk to us.
Talk to us. Can you hear us?
Yeah, what do you say?
I say talk to us, man. What's going on with you?
Oh, no, man. It's all good, man. I'm just sitting here. You know what I mean? I should have been down there with him, but I had to do something else. But that's all good, man. He represents me doing what he do. You know what I mean? And I ain't going ride him about the game no more. But, you know what I mean, doing a good thing for the kids, man. So I'm staying focused on that, man.
Right. Oh, man. Right. You appreciate it, man. Ty actually is a blessing.
Yes, my man.
He came swept in from nowhere, took responsibility for kids, coached the kids, really passionate about coaching the kids. And the whole thing is, it was his consistency. He ain't perfect, but his consistency is great. Right? Every day, day in and day out. Even when he wasn't getting any money for it, he was there, making a difference. So he laid himself a great foundation, and you can only build up from there. So now we're putting them bricks together, you know, making a door so we can walk through. Next thing you know, a roof, or maybe a ceiling so we can get a skyscraper going.
Yeah, the good bricks, y'all. The good bricks.
That's right.
Pause.
No, it's all good, man. I appreciate that, man.
Thank you for calling up, too, man. Appreciate
you. You already know I'm going to holler at you on the one-on-one business, brother. Both of y'all stay up, yo.
Yes, sir.
Be safe out there, man.
Yes, we love all our callers, all our listeners.
Thank y'all for calling up. Anyone else want to call up? Make sure y'all call us at 410-702-5657.
And we still have that text thing, too?
Yeah, the text number. If you want to text us at 443-642-9403.
Yes.
Yes.
Technology.
Indeed. Yes, technology is it right now.
Oh, so let me just ask you about this real quick, because I gotta just put it out there. So, everybody heard about this EMP?
Yeah, but on the second part of that, did you hear that they're gonna do the EMP, but we won't be affected by it? They said.
Oh,
it's a drill that they say they ran. They ran this drill a lot, and we didn't even know. And it got out this time by mistake. But once they got out, the Department of Defense had to basically write up something to let us know that they do it all the time. Our electricity will be around, and
Yeah.
Hey, I talked to you about that, didn't I?
What dates was that from again?
November 4th to the 6th.
Tomorrow to the 6th.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, like, why would they shut everything down in America?
That's what they just were saying, that the EMP is supposed to shut down the electricity for 2 days, and you won't be able to use no lights. And
I saw the video. But does that make the United States vulnerable to its enemies as all this shit shut down?
Very.
So I'm still trying to ask the question, like, why would they do that? So I didn't, like, again, I don't know, but I didn't feel it.
But you can look at who we got an asshole for president. So
True.
Oh, goodness.
So anything's possible.
Anything is
Let's
possible.
not talk about Garfield.
And I'm going to tell you something. I was in my feelings the other day. I just was saying, damn, how can a man that don't have no experience run this country? I said that. Money's powerful.
Oh, money.
Money's powerful.
But you know what?
We shouldn't be like this with the world.
Yeah.
Shooting dice. We
Is he?
gambling.
But you know what?
He don't have no experience. He didn't have no political experience.
None.
I get that, right? But I always looked at not always, but lately looked at the presidential seat as like a figurehead, not so much as a dummy, but a figurehead for motives pushed behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I just don't believe that Trump is doing anything that the powers to be are not letting him.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
But the power to be honest with you though, bro, the problem is the power to be is the people. We are the real powers to be. We're just being denied our power because we not standing up and grabbing it. That's like people that say they didn't vote or they won't vote. That's our power. So we taking our own power from ourselves by not even grabbing hold of it and taking advantage of it. This is like using a platform like the platform we got. So I agree with you that he may be just a figurehead like LaVan Hawkins was for checkers. But the reality of it is we actually, as a people, we have more power than what they can withstand. You think about it, that million, that 2 point something or however many million people that showed up for the Million Man March could have went through the White House gates.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We as a people, and don't even take into consideration a United States. You see what I'm saying? We talking about however many million black people showed up to the Million Man March. Now imagine a United States. So you got that million that's using their power and the others that agree with all should be treated equally. And you talking about the earth, you talking about covering a point of the earth. You talking about the amount of people, if we all stood up and used our power correctly, we won't even have to deal with Donald Trump.
Right.
I honestly, to be real with you, I honestly, because I like gangster shit, I honestly think Donald Trump gangster is a motherfucker. He's a gangster motherfucker.
I concur.
If you think about it, if you take into consideration, I mean, it's just like they got a White Lives Matter. They had a White Lives Matter march the other day.
Really?
You're supposed to. I'm glad y'all feel proud. Now the problem was, they said White Lives Matter. The problem was they started going through the media talking like we're bracing for violence. Who's stopping y'all from taking pride in yourselves? Other ethnicities are the ones that get stopped from taking pride in themselves. Y'all don't get stopped from taking pride in yourselves.
Right.
What violence y'all bracing for?
Oh
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
that's all propaganda.
We don't take our power. We're gonna use our power wisely, man. As a people.
Hold that thought. We have to go to a break.
Oh, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. It is what it is, radio.
Don't go nowhere.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. So how important is it for you to have an organization like that and having a child of your own? How does that influence your ability to do the Impact organization?
It influences a lot. It's a little bit challenging because a lot of times people will say, oh, like, you have to practice what you preach, right? So if I'm telling my daughter and I'm raising her under the impact principles and I'm telling other mothers to do this, I have to do the same thing with my child, which is kind of testy a little bit. But I see a lot of development with her. Her leadership, she's only 4. And when I say she has some awesome leadership qualifications, I mean awesome. It's little things that we can observe with our kids, right?
Right.
For instance, when we take them to the park, she brings out a toy, and other people wants to play with them. But she's only child, by the way. She's not going to say, no, you can't play. Only play with this person. She takes the leader in the upper road and be like, okay, well, let's all take turns. So everybody get in the line. Okay, now you go first. Okay, now you go first. And she makes herself last. And that's what I want to see, that's what I would like to see in all kids. And she's only 4. And when I see those leadership qualifications, of course I have to praise her. Because I'm like, awesome, London, you're being a really good leader. So, it's amazing, and it works. I mean, it really works, my child. And I'm not saying she's a perfect child, because there's no such thing as a perfect child. But when you instill impact principles into your child, and, especially at a young age, it influences their everyday life. Even her teachers are telling me, like, I can see the work that you're doing with her for a single mom. Thank you. Like, they're just thanking me. And that's a blessing as well.
And I think really what it is that our youth just needs that kind of guidance. That's it. Once they have an example, someone that they can follow or someone that they see doing something great or maybe doing something similar, that right there is a catalyst for their success.
Yep, absolutely. And, it also goes with the mom as well. The mom and the dad.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Do yourself a favor and listen to this hilarious flashback on Charm City Direct Radio Show.
You know me. I eat like this all the time. Do I gain any weight? No, at all. You can have my belly, right? I'm giving away body parts. Somebody said they need a butt. Somebody said they need a butt.
I can use a little extra tissue there.
I can pop it. Right now.
He out here giving out butt cheek donations.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, the magical glow getter herself, Anissa Maureen, co-host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Catch me and the rest of my team every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like, I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do. I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary, and when you got kids and when you got a wife, and then you doing everything.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Y'all, a lot of positive
out.
energy going on in here.
Are we?
We're back. Y'all caught
We're
us.
back. So we was talking about the orange man. He can look orange sometimes.
The orange man.
That's not even like
Donald.
Yeah, he did.
The Donald, yeah.
But we was going on a break, and that's what I was mentioning. Like, I don't like him. I don't hate him. But I appreciate that motherfucker for being that asshole. For exposing. Thank you for making white people act up. Thank you for making racism overt instead of covert. I can identify easier that way.
Right.
Thank you for doing enough that make black people start to come together and work with one another.
Right.
If that happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, it's happening.
I ain't look at it on that level, but I appreciate you for bringing that to my eyes.
I try not to, well, I always try to assess it from both sides. Of course, one side you don't know because you're not there. Right? But I know we are very emotional people. Even myself. I got to be careful with myself because I'm emotional. So when you step outside of self and you start to look at a whole situation, like there's always something good. The glass is always halfway full. These are my approaches to life. Regardless. I don't give a fuck who the president is. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be all right.
Right.
Right? Because I'm of service. You make your army that way. The people who going to protect you. Let me tell you a story. And I'm going to show you how it works on a mass scale. But I'm going to give you micro. All right? The kid that's the most belligerent, uncooperative kid in class. That's the one, him or her, that you get very first. Fuck a lesson plan. Get that child to respect you immediately. You want to know why? Because they'll teach leaders. And keep the rest of them in control for you.
Yeah,
watch this. They say they out of control. I came to work late every day on purpose. From 8 to 8:30, I told my kids, if y'all come in here, don't let nobody in the room. Y'all can have the first half an hour of school to yourself. Eat your food, wear your hoodies, use your phone. But when I come in here, be ready to listen to learn. That's the trade-off. Them motherfuckers, you better get the fuck out this classroom. You ain't messing up our good time. Let another kid come and disrespect you. You want me to handle that for you, Coach Jones?
Right.
You done built your army. And then you continue to make that transition. Now, I don't want you to handle that, but this is how we're going to handle that. Make another friend. And you grow. So, back to Trump. I don't give a fuck what he does. I care because I'm in this country. He's making decisions. He's an important person. I'm acknowledging it, okay? Before I get this, you don't know what you're talking about.
That guy.
Yeah, okay?
Right.
I'm acknowledging it, all right? But on the day-to-day, us surviving, it should not be dependent on other people. And if that's a fact, paying attention to him is making you a dependent.
Taking away from the love of the relationship.
Well, where I'm from, that's called sabotaging behavior. Anything contrary to your goal is sabotaging behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. Definitely agreed.
Right.
So why you bullshitting? Riding the fence, teetering, vacillating, licking pussy, sucking dick.
Yeah.
Wipe your mouth off.
Please do.
Giving it to us raw.
It is.
It is what it is. Radio, y'all.
So
Uncut.
my emotions are strange, but they are always pure. I don't want nobody to say he full of shit. So that's why I say I'm a superstar. I'm wealth. I'm a wealth of knowledge.
Right.
I don't know how old you are. How old are you?
28.
You 45 now.
Okay.
I gave you 45 years worth of my whatever. Take it home. It ain't mine no more.
Right.
I think we also got to follow up with the mindset of our kids though, because once we put forth that momentum, and that's why when I was saying you got two different Gamma's coming through like, you know what I mean, we coming at the same minds, we coming with the same momentum, and we trying to get the same end result.
Yes.
And we coming from two different avenues. I think the mindset for me is to make sure that I let these guys know, I let these kids know, you got to be a man first. And the reality of it, I even tell the guys that work on my job, man, look, I was a man before I was a manager.
Right.
So don't get any of this disrespectful, you know what I mean? Don't try to get disrespectful because I got on the slippery earls or I'm, you know, walking around with the big wigs. I'm the type of person where when I come to a company picnic, I'm going to go over to the president table and speak to them properly, and I'm going to come over to you and say, yo, what's good? How y'all?
Right.
You feel me? You got to have that, though. Yeah. You got to be able to turn on and turn off that level of professionalism, that level of respect, because it ain't going to be given to you.
Right.
You got to earn that.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand what I'm saying? So we got to put that into our guys, into our young people's mindset. When I see these guys on the job complaining, I pull them in the office. I say, yo, this the caliber of men we producing out here. We complaining. You standing next to a belt, picking up an item and putting it on a pallet. That's what you're doing, and you complaining about that? This the caliber of man you want your kids to see?
Yeah.
And my son has to wake up like, this is my dad.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? So the reality of it, man, we got to get these guys to understand, man, that we are men. We got to be man. And we got to demand and earn that respect. We got to demand and earn what was to be kept.
Right.
We got to respect some women then.
Yeah, that's definitely what we have to do.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
No.
But you know what I want us to do? I want us to be men enough to understand we got to respect the women.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I got a post on yesterday. I got on a post yesterday. The girl said something about her son was scared. He not really scared, but he told her he didn't want to get his driver's permit because he might get pulled over and get killed by a cop. Now my response is, hey, sometimes you gotta be man enough to be scared. You got to be man enough to get out of those situations, because by any means necessary, just because he had that AK in his hand don't mean he shot it.
Right.
That AK he had in his hand could have just been a symbolic item. By any means necessary means by any means necessary.
Any, right.
So for me, my by any means necessary is for me to see tomorrow.
Right.
My by any means necessary is for me to see my kids graduate from school, from college, see my daughter get married. I've seen my first grandchild. You know what I mean? That's my by any means necessary.
Right.
Why? Because I ain't scared to be scared.
Right.
I might walk away from a situation and say, you know what, man, I feel like dude chunked me. But you know what? I walked away from that situation and I reflected and said, man, that dude chunked me. It's a lot of people that can't say, man, that dude chunked me.
Right.
And that just goes back to being real with yourself. You feel you can be real with yourself.
It's about being a punk.
Then everything
it's
else
about being a
man.
Courage is an opposite. I mean, courage is an absent fear.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So we gotta go to a break. We'll be back, y'all.
We'll be back in a minute, y'all. Get these breaks out the way.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child, and believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Check us out every Saturday from 5 to 7, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Whatever parents, they gotta have the best of everything. Or when you go to school, you gonna kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you look and it's like, did you have it like that when you was in school? Nah, girl. My parents, I had to go to school with stuff, old tennis shoes and stuff like that. I ain't gonna let my kids go in, but a decent pair of tennis shoes, a decent slacks, whatever. I'm kind of glad that they did the uniforms.
Oh my God, they did the uniforms right while I was leaving.
They did, right. They did the uniforms. It was like 2 years behind me right after I left from school. And I'm like, oh man, it saved a lot for our parents. It helped the parents a lot. But still, they still found the way to live vicariously through their kids.
Yeah. Because like with my daughter's school, when she was in school, as long as she wore the shirt, the school shirt, she could wear any pants. Or as long as she had like the cardigan on, a school cardigan, she could wear any outfit.
And do you realize, like private schools, county schools, deep county schools, they've been in different towns. They already been wearing uniforms. Even when you watch like an after school special, they have on uniforms. We're the only ones in the urban areas that did not have on uniforms.
Yeah.
We still were.
We was late getting
We
them.
was super late.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, good people? It's the man you all know and love, E. Digger. Make sure you check us out every Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey everybody, this is your girl, the one and only Thick Cows. Check us out every Saturday from 5 to 7, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Whatever parents, they gotta have the best of everything. Or when you go to school, you gonna kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you look and it's like, did you have it like that when you was in school? Nah, girl. My parents, I had to go to school with stuff, old tennis shoes and stuff like that. I ain't gonna let my kids go in, but a decent pair of tennis shoes, a decent slacks, whatever. I'm kind of glad that they did the uniforms.
Oh my God, they did the uniforms.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
It is what it is, radio.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Here, let me fix that. Tee-Lee, what was you saying?
So yeah, I wanted to one of the new directions I'm going in. As you see, I like to try to educate and uplift in the mind. I want to take the kids out of Baltimore City, show them new visions. Name of my I got two companies actually. DUKBoyz Apparel, which is Deem Yourself King, which is basically trying to get us to stop calling ourselves nigga, and I'm trying to do that from a young age. And we grow up and we grew up calling each other nigga because it was a cool thing. It replaced the word yo.
Right.
So now I'm trying to get us to deem ourselves king and to value ourselves as the kings and the queens that we are. So, and that's got to start at a young age. So what I'm gonna do now, I got my ladies, my ladies' daughters. They go to Mervo. Shout out to Maya, Lil Nera. I'm quite sure they listening. So I'm starting a line called "It's a Queen." The ISSA. It's a queen, and it's a king. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna actually be the design. It's a queen. And underneath of it, it's going to say Google and it's going to be a black queen's name. So that's something we don't know. We don't get taught about anything other than Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Then you go back to Frederick Douglass. You go back to slaves. That's it.
Right.
You feel me?
That's it.
So Obama was more than just our first black president.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? He's a historical mark for us. So these shirts are going to be on sale. The name of the company, again, is DUKBoyz Apparel. That's DUKBoyz Apparel. You can search the hashtag Deem Yourself King. That's DEEMURSELF King, KING. So one thing I want people to Google tonight, I'll just give y'all a little bit of homework. Google the name Yaa Asantewaa. YAA Asantewaa. ASANTEWA. That's a black queen. There was a time when the Europeans went into the village and took the king of that land. And it was that black queen that stood up and said, y'all gonna stand for this? And her army fought.
Yep.
Her army.
It's so funny that you said that, because I watch a lot of shows and movies that reflect on back in, like, 1600s or sometimes before then. And they always show, they have everybody is like segregated. They got the white people, then they had the black people, whatever.
Right.
And every time they show like a black tribe or community, the leader is always a female. Like when you get to the person that's in higher power, it's always a female. And the story behind the man not being there is either because he got killed by European or he was taken away by European to go serve a different purpose.
Right.
So that's funny that you said that, because some TV shows and some movies are reflecting like real situations.
And take this point to mind. Anybody in this room ever heard of a slave talking African?
No.
Yeah, that was the reaction I was expecting. You ain't never heard of a slave talking African, speaking African.
No.
What is African?
So my point to that exactly is just that in itself. At the point of you not ever hearing no documentation, ever seeing, but they saying they took all black people from Africa, didn't they?
Right.
Okay, so you telling me y'all came over here, grabbed village people, brought them over here, said I'm gonna teach you how to work, but first I'm gonna teach you how to talk. Why are they gonna teach us to talk for?
Right.
And you to discipline me, to break my spirit, all you gotta do is hit me. What you gonna teach me how to talk? You're empowering me by teaching me how to talk. So I honestly, I now have questions, and these are these are revelations that just came to mind. Like recently, like months ago or weeks ago. Like I'm still learning as a 42-year-old man.
Can I say something?
Thinking outside of the box.
Absolutely.
I wanted to mention something to piggyback on what you were speaking about, for us the shows that they show on TV and some of those movies. But a lot of that stuff is to minimize our black men. A lot of that stuff is not true at all. Far as that we was ruling the kingdom and stuff like that. Some is partially true, but 9 times out of 10, those black kings was ruling those territories, and they was fighting and they was protecting us. We did help, but the white men that put those particular type of movies out is to try to sit up there and turn us against our black men and lifting them up.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I say, like, when you read anything or watch anything, you have to determine its own truth, and you have to distinguish what is true and what is false. Like, if you got good common sense, you can pretty much kind of, and common sense ain't that common.
Yeah.
but it's very important.
Right.
So yeah,
this all, believe it or not, is the whole bottom line behind Deem Yourself King. It didn't start off with Deem Yourself King, but once I realized I surrounded myself by king-like individuals, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Right.
And now it's just like, I don't know where the camera at. I can show the shirt. It's all about history and not his story.
So they can see the whole. They see it.
I thought it was right there.
It's all about history and not his story.
Yeah.
Right.
By the time you realize what the real history is of our people, man, I'm telling you, man, it's just like real life for us, man.
Yeah.
You don't know me, man. I could sit I could sit across the table from a president of a company, and he'll feel like I might can trust this guy with something.
Right.
It's evident in where I'm at right now.
Right.
But the reality of it is, they'll never know unless I divulge to them what's inside of me, what I know how to do. That I spent mad nights being a total opposite person of who you see today.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they'll never really, and that's where it goes back to you never put your first face is really never who you really are.
Right.
Because I could be as pleasant as I want to be right now and then walk right out the door and go and rob somebody. You know what I mean? I feel you that you can feel a person's karma, you can feel a person's spirit or a person's aura, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say this right now. There's a lot of real slick people, real good people, real dudes that Park Heights community look up to, that I never had a beer with, never shared a bottle with, never smoked a blunt with. But I promise you something right now. I'm probably more of a friend to them than somebody that they consider in their circle. Why? Because I'm built in loyalty. I'm built to be real. I don't know how to be fake.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If you real like that, when we walk
time.
out the door, we can walk out the door. I'm just meeting this guy. Somebody hit him, I'm swinging. Why? Because we walked out the door together.
Exactly.
And that's how it was raised.
It's so crazy because I've been like that since really birth, to be honest. Like anybody that went to school with me will say she's the same exact person.
Yeah.
Like she gonna ride for anybody that she say that she with.
Right.
And it don't matter what the situation is.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't like truth. They don't like to hear truth. They don't like to hear
people
facts.
hate truth.
Oh, hate
People
it with
hate
passion
truth.
Because they try to say I'm negative when
People
I'm
hate
always
truth.
speaking the truth.
You know what they do?
Winners,
They call
winners don't hate the truth.
They hashtag
Not
it.
winners, no.
They hashtag it petty.
I'm talking about
They hashtag it petty now.
the winner's mind.
Yeah.
They don't hate the truth.
No.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then I think sometimes we, including myself, we start with the broad stroking of people and tendencies. I be believing you are your own world. So since you are your own world and your connections, I don't see you have a reason. If you built in loyalty,
Yeah.
more than likely your friends are too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you really don't have that story. Stop telling somebody else's story. Let them tell that story of complaining as friends and backbiting and betrayal and all that shit. Let them have it. Don't tell the story. Morgan Freeman once, I saw an interview, he was on 60 Minutes. That motherfucker be tripping me out. So the dude was like, how do you get rid of racism? He said, don't talk about it. He's like, just don't talk about it at all. Don't acknowledge it.
Right.
Soon as you acknowledge it, you give it energy.
Right.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
You just
right
do.
about
So
that.
you be having to practice this shit, yo, in your mind, right? I be having to I be wanting to add it to sometime. Man, oh fuck. Hold that, y'all.
It ain't worth it.
Wrong energy.
Right.
Yeah. And it happens all the time, man, especially when you get around people who don't know how to use or control their power.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you said, you now provide for self. Personally, I have a manager who has to take on the responsibility of training me, has to take on the responsibility if he can, if he's real, if he's a real leader, he want to see me succeed because he know me succeeding means he's succeeding.
Absolutely.
So you got people out here, that's just like the cop that don't want to not give you the ticket when you couldn't find change to put in the meter.
Right.
And you go over to it, listen, babe, I was great, put some change in there. Can I get it? Nah, I already started.
Yeah.
Why you can't just stop? You gonna get extra chicken in your noodle soup or something?
Right. Everything coming out there, I don't understand how.
We gotta go to a break, y'all. We'll be right back, y'all. Don't go nowhere.
It is what it is, radio.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
So now we are in reactive mode. You know, with our young people, we don't spend enough time working with them, preparing them, inspiring them, mentoring them. And so now we're faced with a generation that's like, I'm going to do my own thing.
Right.
I have no respect for you. Because what have we done to help them except to say that, like I was telling the HL7, that, you know, I get highly upset when adults forget that they were ever young. And the first thing they say is young people are up to no good. You know, well, you're not helping them. What are you doing to inspire them? Right. So to me, that's reactive, because now that they're in the street cutting up, now you like, oh, we need to do something with our children, or we need to start schools earlier so we can get them off the street, or we need to do this. To me, that's reactive.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
How did you know that this is what you wanted to do as far as being a singer or entertainer?
It's always been in me.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back, y'all. Y'all want to call us up at 410-702-5657. Before we get into it, please let the people know how to get with y'all on social media.
Social media, the Instagram, Coach Jones Experience, Chase International Management Group, Facebook, Coach Jones Experience, Chase International Management Group. I don't do Twitter too much, but Coach Jones Experience.
Right.
Chase International Management Group. Right? And then I want everybody to be listening out for the Shoe Hoops Not People movement. It's going to be located at James McHenry, 6 to 9. It'll be over on Mondays and Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, Monarch, 3 to 6. Wednesdays, Tawanda. Fridays, Pleasant View, O'Donnell Heights, Monday through Friday. Programming is built around that. Therapeutic services also provided. Y'all need to come on out, build this community, fill these gaps, make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do to put ourselves in a position that'll make us self-sufficient.
Indeed.
Can I speak on the Coach Jones
You have the
experience
floor.
briefly? Reason the Coach Jones experience is so successful with Chase International Management Group, the nonprofit, is because this young man, he did something spectacular. I done seen this young man for a whole year walk east to west, south to north, changing lives in the community, stopping, and the kids stopping and running up to him and begging to join the program, begging them to come back to school and teach. And I had day-to-day experience, so I'm walking with him east, west, south, something I never did. So my life was changed dramatically just in that, because I ain't never get on a bus for like 25 years until last year, just to see how this movement was so passionate in his heart, even though it started 3 years ago. But this young brother did something, and how he illuminate the communities all around is amazing. So I'm just honored to be able to be behind the scenes, help make it work, to push this king, and to see him teach and use sport and hip-hop culture to take it to another level, to change the lives in their homes. Because we also went into the homes and still going to the homes, you know, and affect the whole household. So it's not just a youth project or a youth program. This is a movement. So the Shoot Hoops Not People came from his heart. So, and I saw how basketball had changed the life of just not me. I was able to go to NBA games that I never was able to go to, be at private showings for as draftings and stuff like that, that none of these other programs, and I'm going to throw it out there, none of these other AU programs was even invited to come to. So, or high school, or pro people, so-called. But what I see this boy, this young man, this king, he was a boy, a man, now he's a king. To see that change in him is amazing. So if anybody don't come out and just support by just showing love, telling somebody about it, you want your child in this program, because no school is giving what we giving.
We are the school, the university. You keep going like that, girl, you're going to have a good night.
Black love is real in the building.
It is what it is.
and that's crazy, because like we need more men that's having wives or taking care of their family, because men these days, they just feel like having a whole bunch is being the man. I don't think that's
I think they gotta get a little older, because as a young man, it was conquering. It was something we did. It wasn't even on purpose. It just wound up happening. And you know, when you get a little older, like right now,
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna have more than one,
let
everybody know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Like, most women be real about it.
See, if we tell you everything about ourselves, our fears, you won't want me. So I want you. So I know you have the attitude that I have to be the one.
The only
right?
one.
So then now you're making me, this is my excuse, a liar. Because I want to tell you I like her. I do. So what I've realized and having fun and then developing a deeper relationship with a woman is this. I need to just tell you up front. I like you and I like her. Now, it's only, I think, 4 things you can say off of that.
Yeah.
No. Fine. You can't call me a Doug. I can't call you a bitch.
You can't.
We still can be cordial.
Yep.
Okay. You ain't the only dude I'ma date. Fine. When I see you out with Ty, those things I need to be saying hi. When you see me with Cherie, say hi. Long as you keep it out my face. Or we need to get this together. That's the only 4 things. And then from there, you build an honest and trusting relationship.
Yeah. But if you start out with a lie,
it's going to end in a lie.
Yeah.
No matter how long it go.
Exactly.
Right?
That's all I be saying.
And
But
I'll be
like,
there. And it takes longer to conquer when you tell the truth.
Yeah,
There's going to be a battle. There's
And
going to
then-
be a
and that's
tug
what
of war that's
they
going
wanna
to go
skip
on.
That. They want to skip the battle.
Now, I want to battle with you in the beginning to know you're in the fight with me. Are you going to walk north, south, east, and west with me? Are you going to sleep in the same house when the lights go out when we trying to still run business with me? Are you going to deal with my shenanigans as far as my mood swings? Right? I got to learn yours. I want all of those things to transpire in the beginning so I can get to the love.
I can dig it.
Exactly.
Me personally, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Straight up. Get your mind right, Shada. Word. Nah, I'm just kidding. Shorty, sweetheart. That's my baby. But nah, I agree. And I think it comes with an older or a king-like mentality. When you take on the multiple women and you take on that, and you kind of like you playing with things. You know what I mean? You playing. I don't want to use the word childish in it in the sense of where I'm trying to define women, but you playing with childish things as a child with a child mind. Put it that way. But when you become king-like, your focus become your kingdom.
Yeah.
Even in your kings, their focus was their kingdom. And what made a person really be a king is that he made sure his people was going to eat.
Yeah.
So at the point when you start king-like thinking, you see what I'm saying? That's where you start realizing, man, it ain't about the sex no more. Right. It ain't even about, you know what I mean? I lay next to my lady a many a nights, don't even think about sex. I'll be worried about what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Not me.
How I'm gonna do my
I ain't doing that.
How I'm gonna do my job.
Oh man.
Nah, but
I'm not
the
doing
thing
that.
is, because right now for me, I'm focused on trying to get this success level where I want it to be, so I can be a better king. Right. You see what I'm saying? I want to be able to provide for her. I don't want no roommate. Right. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want nobody who I gotta have her put in on the bills, all that kind of stuff. I want to survive in a mindset, and what I'm not going to have is a woman tell me what she not going to do.
Hey, yo, try this. Pray inside your woman in the morning.
Pray inside your woman.
First thing y'all get up, lay inside your woman, sexual intercourse. Y'all never connected other than that. Right then and there, start praying to God with each other. God, thank you for waking us up. God, thank you for breath in our lungs. God, thank you for this unity. God, keep us. Let you be our purpose. Be a part of every decision we make, big and small. And then after that, get to the nasty shit. And then get your ass out of there.
Yes, we love this nasty shit.
This dude is
that one.
It's so
this dude is what it is.
I like that.
It's serious. It's real.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna get my king one day.
That's deep.
I'm
That's
waiting on
deep.
Don't worry, it's a lot of people out here still looking for kings and queens.
Yeah,
Trust
I'm
me.
definitely waiting
Trust
on
me.
them.
Special.
Because what happens throughout the day, y'all gonna have conflict. You man, she woman, y'all different.
Yeah.
Right? But that keeps y'all.
Yes.
Remember we said a prayer of no complaining today.
Yep.
Let's get back.
It is what it is, radio.
Y'all learned something
It's a
today,
wrap.
man. Hey,
We can teach you
I thank y'all for tuning in.
We love
Special
y'all.
thanks to my guests, Mr. Iron Jones and
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Tavon Wilson Sr. I thank y'all for bringing positive energy to the show. Man, I learned something.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?